Okay everybody, this is the complete transformation process for Newage's take on Megatron. I believe it's called Agamemnon, and what I'm going to do is just transform this. The review is separately uploaded, so a couple of things. One, I'm going to be as detailed as possible because this is really quite intricate. I don't want to use the term fiddly, it's just very clever. And exactly that, intricate and quite complex. So what I've done is I've started off by taking off his arm cannon. What we're going to then do is we're going to separate or just turn this on this swivel there. So bring the barrel round and out of the way, and then lift this up. What this is now going to enable us to do is just separate the little chest piece there, well, more waist rather, and then you can slot this through. As I say, it is small, it is intricate, and it is quite tough. So I think the best way for us to do this is to bring it right out, straighten this up. This is two pieces in one. So if I'm trying to, there you go. This will now slot through the back like this. Out it comes. See, quite difficult. Once you've done that, then before you forget, take this tiny little piece and fold this over on itself like that. Right, now carefully slightly raise the back of this part here, which is where the shot, this is going to allow you to just pull the arms out to the side. I wouldn't advise, even though in the instructions it says just pull it out, I wouldn't advise that at all. Just slightly raise this bit up here, and then this should slot out much easier. Once you've done that, then you can take the front, bring it forward, and then you're going to rotate it around like so to cover up his head. You can then, if you want to, fold out the barrel around and indeed slot this up sort of into position. You can tell already how that's going to go. We don't want to fully click it in just yet. Right, then I'm going to turn the attention to the hips. What I think is best for you to do is rotate these around 180 degrees. Now again, there's a few little things we need to do here before we forget. So first and foremost, this is a little black tab that's hidden behind this. You can fold this right out like so, and the same on the other side. As I say, everything on this is tucked away really neatly. So I've just folded them out, and then funnily enough on this you're going to fold these parts in. So you see this on the side, it's just a tiny little bit. Fold that in. Once we've done that, we're going to turn our attention to the legs. So take the grey part, gunmetal grey, fold this forward. As you do, it'll bring the foot out, which is fine. Then what you're going to do, you're going to fold open this part, and then this is going to go the opposite way. So this is going to turn the other way like so, and rest like that. You can then, if you want to, fold this around, and you'll see that that'll fit snugly on the back of the leg. So if I do it in a reverse order just to show you, let's take the feet, fold the feet forward, fold out this part, and then rotate the leg part, as I say, 180 degrees all the way over, and then you can see this fits snugly there. I've just done it in a reverse order. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Then you're going to untab that and fold this over. Don't forget, again, there's another tiny little bit here to fold that bit out as well. And I just got to make sure I got the correct orientation because I turned it to the camera. What we're going to do now then is we're going to look at clipping all this together via the tabs either side on this, and yep, this will slot together like so. Now you're going to bring the hips down like so, and then start to fold this up. You can see how this is pretty much going to start taking shape. We don't want to push it all the way up because we've got to obviously move into the arms now. So this just slots down like so, and then this will actually cascade over itself like that. Take what is the shoulder part, lift this up and fold this out, and you can see that we've pretty much got here now. When we bring this round, rotate it over and slot the fist into there, we've pretty much got one side. The other side is a little bit more intricate, so you can see it's going to fold out here though, so you might have to bear with me with this because again it is quite difficult. It's fold the top part over, which is the shoulder. I'm not going to bring that out just yet because what I need to do is I need to lift this off here. It is tabbed in, there we go. Fold this all the way out like so. The fist's going to end up being behind it, and then we're going to bring this up, rotate this all the way around like so, and now this is going to slot backwards, and as you do this, this again will move over on itself. This is now going to fit into this gap, click together. I didn't do the shoulder part, that is my fault. Don't forget, this is the bit I said we'll wait until later, and I just missed it, but you can see you can easily correct it anyhow. So when you start to pop and clip all this together, like so. There's going to be a gap in the middle, which there should be. Let me just bring this round so I can see. And now, of course, you can clip the front part in. So what we've got here, this will fit snugly. You've got 2 cutouts at the back of there and 2 large tabs. This should now slot in nice and neatly, like so. And now it's just a case of clipping everything together. You can see you've got your tab on the inside of here. That will rest on the inside, or sorry, on the outside there of what was the thigh. That's clipped in. And then the reason why we folded that out, funny enough, it's clipped in all by itself. The reason why we folded that out is to tab in there. Just make sure everything tabs together neatly. And then you can attach the arm cannon to the top. That is super intricate, super clever. And that is the alternate mode. There we go. Okay, we're going to transform him back, and again I'm going to try and be as descriptive as possible, because as you probably saw on the first part, these guys are exactly that, super intricate, super detailed, yeah, for exactly them reasons. So let's start off by taking the side hips out. What I'm going to do before I forget again is just fold this little bit right underneath, just because we need to do it later anyhow. So fold this up and then fold that underneath. Now carefully separate this. This is the part that's holding by, I think, the 2 biggest tabs out of the whole of it. And then once you do that, you can literally fold it all out of the way, like so. Then what I think I'm going to do is separate the front, bring that down. Now the hardest part for me, because I haven't got much nails, is getting this bit out of here. So you can see where the join is. You need to get right in. In fact, what I might do is take the other arm out first. So let's have a go at taking, these are all going to separate out nice and carefully. So if I can get the one arm out, that's going, there we go, that's, see how that's allowed a gap from there? It's allowed me to get a gap in there so I can get my nail behind it and pull this arm out and fold it out of the way. The same with this, let's just fold them right out of the way for now. And I'm going to rotate the hips around the 180 degrees again before I forget. So what we can do, this is what you're looking at. So you're looking for the back of the gun there, and what's of course going to be the chest at the top. You know, you've got the correct orientations there. So let's separate this. And if you remember with the legs, it was quite simple. So we're going to bring the gunmetal grey bit round, put it over that tab, open up this part. This is now going to rotate again, your 180 degrees as well. Oh, it's just got caught there. I'm trying to keep this all in camera for you, you see. Rotate that round. If the tab comes off, no problem. Fold the foot back into position and then fold this bit back over the back of the leg, and it's tucked snugly in there. So what we did, we opened up this, we rotated this around 180 degrees to the bottom, fold the back bit over, gunmetal grey bit comes over, lifts over that tab, slots there, fold the little piece there and back like so. That's your legs done. Right, chest piece, rotate that around, fold it over there. And with regards to this part, remember this is where you've got to know, this is probably one of the trickiest, to be honest, because what I've got to try and do very carefully, and sometimes you can't always do this, I'm going to fold this back over. Now we need to position this with the trigger coming through there, and this is really, really what I think is the most awkward. We need to then bring this through. There it is. That hasn't been that difficult this time, funnily enough. Perhaps you just need a little bit of force, and I was being a little too tepid with it at first. So bring this over, snap that into place, and there's his midsection. All we've got to do now is sort his arms out, because he looks like something from Terminator 2. So let's fold out the fist part. This is going to fold over and clip in. What we've got to do now is, in fact, I need to bring this round so you can see what I'm doing. Rotate round at what is going to be the shoulder, and then fold it out as well. So now we can rotate these. These have got so many joints and hinges, you can really see why they've got the term mini masterpiece. So let's take the shoulder part, which I initially forgot to in the first part of the video, fold this over on itself and tuck it out of the way. There we go. Now returning our attention to this part, open up there, fold this over itself on the fist, and then this will tab in there as well. Then you can correct the orientation, and if you remember, I said make sure that's lifted up before you clip it over. I'm not going to clip it down just yet because we've got the other arm to do, which is much more simple. Take the shoulder bit, fold it back, fold it over on itself. This is the arm, if you remember, just cascades out. This is the little tab that's going to lift up, which is going to enable us to put the arm cannon on. So as we lift this into position, because I've not tabbed it right in yet, or maybe you need to us. Maybe it looks like you need to. So I need to tip it over there, slightly lift the back up, that'll slot in, lightly lift the back up, that'll slot in. There we go. You can see the waist, you can actually literally slide up as well. One thing to mention, oh, that doesn't look good, does it? Let's bring this out, turn this around and fold this up as well. One thing I need to mention is this does have the new hips on the hip upgrade part. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. It's only because I brought this second hand and it already had them put on it. But there you go. Let's just attach his arm cannon back on as well. I hope this helped you anyway, because these are really quite tricky to get used to. But there is Legend Scale Megatron.